So why am I even talking about this to begin with? You guys know how I am. I got these random thoughts that pop in my head, and I do a lot of, I would say, wrong side of the internet type shit. And I'm a comments diver. So I know when shit pops up when it comes to, like, let's say, like, new projects that come out. The market is so polarizing right now. And it's for good reason, too. I'm not going to say that it's not for good reason. I understand why people are like this on both sides, but more so on the people who are accusing things of being woke. I get why they're doing it. Because if you got companies like, let's say I just did a video not too long ago about, to where I talked about this company called Sweet Baby, which is in the video games industry.
With a lot of different people in a lot of different capacities. We do everything from kind of script writing to narrative direction to sensitivity and representational and inclusive reading. We do kind of story punch-ups, script doctoring, whatever touches story, we'll do it. And we've done it for a lot of different people in a lot of different ways.
When you have companies like this that exist, I can see why people are so triggered when they see anything when it comes to trying to market and trying to push into these projects of entertainment. It clearly states that they're doing it for inclusion and that they're doing it for, you know, representation, all that type of shit, right? So I get it. So as soon as you see a project that has a female lead or a person of color, you're automatically going to be like, they're involved in it, which is very polarizing because the thing is, and it's very toxic because it creates a climate to where we start shooting our own allies that just are making projects of stuff that just so happens to have these characters in it. But you're so, let's say, I don't like to use the word triggered because it's not a bad thing that I'm saying that, because anybody can be triggered. If you keep on punching the arm, right, it's not going to hurt at first. But if you keep on doing it over and over and over again, all of a sudden it's going to get sore to where if you touch it, it's going to hurt because it's already been punched 80,000 times. So I get it. It's going to be that type of mentality. But the thing is, what I do not want to happen, because this is going to start getting very dangerous when it comes to entertainment, is that people are going to start shooting their own allies when they're just making projects that just so happens to have a woman lead or a person of color that's in it. I don't want that to happen. That's when it's going to be a civil war on top of the war that's already existing. So how do we stop this? Well, number one, what got me talking about this to begin with was Rebel Moon that's coming out. I'm a big Zack Snyder fan. And I'm a George Miller fan too when it comes to the Mad Max series. I've been watching it ever since the 80s. So I know what his shit is about, and I know what Zack Snyder is about, right? I even seen, but it's actually a shame that I just know as soon as these movies were announced and as soon as the trailers came out, I went directly to the comments to see exactly what people was going to say. And you know what? They did not disappoint. They immediately said, oh, look at a female lead, so it must be woke. Oh, everybody has to have a female lead now. And I get it. I get it. I do. But these are the wrong people to attack. George Miller has always, this is his baby. I think that George Miller's movie anyway was about feminism. Was about that to begin with. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do research on that. But like, I know it has some type of, symbolism in it. Even back in the day, it's been like this. So I don't destroy something that already was like this to begin with. What I do not like are bandwagoners. And when I'm going to say this though, because when I see these type of comments in the comment section to where I just know immediately, as soon as a movie or a TV show has a female lead, and it doesn't even have to be woke. But I get it though, because most of these projects are woke, but some of them are not. That's why we have to be we can't be lazy when it comes to being critical of what we see with the market, because we turn down people who are just genuinely just trying to create projects. And then you get them scared to have a certain demographic of characters in the stories, because it's like, damn, I'm not even woke. I'm just trying to make a fucking good story. And you're automatically accusing me because I have a female lead in my story. I think she fits the story. So that's why I created it. We can't shoot our own allies because now our message gets lost. And the thing is, the people who are doing this is not the people who started the movement or the people who understand the movement. It's the people who I like to call parroters. There's so many terms that you can use for these people, but the parrot thing I think fits a lot more, because if you say fuck you in front of a parrot, right? A parrot's going to say fuck you back. But if you ask the parrot, let's just say for the sake of the argument, a parrot can talk. A parrot can't talk, but let's just say for the sake of the argument, it can. If you ask the parrot, you say, why would you say fuck you? It would literally just look dumbfounded like, well, I don't know, because he said it. I said fuck you. Do you know what it means? No, I just said it because he said it. Oh, okay, so why are you saying it? I don't know, because he said it. All right, cool. So when you ask the human, why did he say fuck you? He can tell you exactly what he means by the word fuck you, and the phrase, and the meaning behind it, and everything, because it originated from him. It's his original thought. The parrot didn't have an original thought. It just parroted what the human said. That's what a lot of people are nowadays, are just a parrot, just repeating shit that they hear, and they have no nuance or no understanding of what they're actually parroting, and it dilutes the argument when it comes to people on the other side listening to these motherfuckers saying shit, and it's like you have no clue what you're saying. You don't even know what you're talking about. So you ruin the point and you ruin the movement. There's a lot of people, there's a whole lot of parroters, and I'm pretty sure you know who these people are. There are people who will bandwagon on a movement that have no clue what the real message and how to even defend their arguments. They just talk shit because they think they're a part of this group. So they have to say the talking points. They have to do everything. They have to fit the mold, the narrative, everything, right? But if you sit these people in the room, 1v1 conversation, they won't be able to hold a candlelight to even explain why they have the position they do. These are the people we have to exercise out, because these people ruin everything for people who actually know what the fuck the movement it actually is. I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about. I made a whole video on it. When it comes to the woke movement, I could give you bullet points on why I do not like woke ideology and entertainment to begin with. But if you sit certain people who just, let's say, will watch somebody who they look up to, and they be like, oh yeah, I like that point. It makes sense. Yes. Can you defend it though? Do you know why? Are you able to talk in front of people and explain your point? No. So why the fuck are you talking? These are the people that you would see in these comment sections, and it makes me sick because it's like, bro, this is not your original thought. Anybody who has an original thought is able to defend their position. Most people cannot defend their position because they're parroters, they're followers, and not leaders. And that's the thing that I do not like about this shit. And that's the reason why I'm saying that woke is basically losing. The term woke that we use is basically losing its meaning, is because we got these parroters that are taking over and just shoving it down everybody's throat, to where if they see a female protagonist or anything when it comes to what they think we would like them to say, they would just go attack everything. They like, oh, this one got a female protagonist, woke, and they would just put it in the comment section. It's like, come on, bro. You're losing the message. You're fucking it up for us. You're fucking up what we are trying to move. It's not just every project with a female protagonist. That's not woke. It's the agenda behind it. I actually like movies with female protagonists. I do. I like a lot of them with female protagonists, actually. I grew up, around the female protagonist. I grew up around Ripley. I grew up around the Underworld series. And I grew up around, what's the name? Buffy the Vampire Slayer too. Charlie's Angels, all that shit. I grew up around the era of female protagonists. I even watched Totally Spies back in the day too. I love that shit. Don't judge me. I love that type of shit because I like how it was done. Nowadays, it's completely different because everything has a message behind it. But I don't solely dislike it because it's a female protagonist, and that's what the parroters are not understanding. They're not understanding that it's not just as simple as, oh, if it has a female protagonist, I have to do my job as a soldier to put woke underneath the comment section. You're aiming your gun at the wrong people. Do your research, or otherwise the message is lost, and we lost. And the other side will never take us seriously because of people like you. So my point is with this video is that I just got sick and tired of seeing this shit, because I put up a post not too long ago, and people are actually understanding exactly what I'm talking about. And these are the people who are not parroters. These are people who are actually leaders in this movement, who actually just want good entertainment. That's all we want. We don't want to fight with people. We don't want to be like, just cancel. We're not supposed to cancel anything. I believe in freedom of speech. So the way that I cancel is by not going to see your shit. I'm not just going to bombard you with messages underneath your shit and be like, you're woke, you're this, X, Y, and Z. No, if I don't want to fuck with you, I'm just not going to talk to you, or I'm not going to see your shit. I'm not going to give you my money and my time. This is where we lost in translation too, to where you got the people over here who says we don't agree with cancel culture doing the cancel culture now. And it's like, what are we doing now? We're losing the message. We're fucking everything up when it comes to what we stood for to begin with. I want freedom of speech. I want you to be able to say what you want to have to say. I want you to be able to make stories that you want. But it's up to me as a consumer whether I pay for it, go see it, and support it. It's my choice. Just like how it's everybody else's choice. I'll never tell you personally that your project sucks, because you will know if I don't see it. That's how we're supposed to combat this shit. Not by doing the same thing that they do to us. We got to be consistent across the board. We got to get these fakers out of here. These people who are just parroting shit and trying to be a soldier. You need to study what we're actually talking about first before you can actually be a soldier. Just like with X too. I like how X do their whole listening thing, right? To where like they do their what is it? Like the X Lounge, where they be having people in there and stuff. There are people who are listeners and there are people who are talkers. When the listeners try to, let's say, impress the talkers, you get situations like this, to where it's like they would just see something that looks semi-woke, and they would just go in the comment section and be like, yep, woke, female protagonist, look, person of color. So you don't know what you're talking about. This is not why we're calling it woke. It's deeper than that. Because you want to impress the speaker so much, you would just go in there and be a soldier and be like, yep, I'm on the front lines. So I'm putting woke in every comment section. You're not fighting a good fight. And you're making me look bad now. You're making everybody look bad. You have to know what you're talking about first before you run your fucking mouth. And that's why I think that woke as a message has been diluted, because we got people who are saying it who don't know what the fuck they're talking about anymore. Shut the fuck up if you ain't got nothing to say. If you can't defend yourself, I want everybody to do this though. If you can't defend yourself in a one-on-one conversation with a person who actually knows what they're talking about on the opposing end, then you should not be talking at all. You shouldn't even feel comfortable talking. But we do, because internet culture exists and you have no consequences for your actions on what you say. So you got people like this that exist. So, we have to be calling these people out now. The people who are leaders, who actually know what the fuck we're talking about, we have to call them out and be like, bro, this isn't woke. You're just saying shit now. And it doesn't mean nothing. If you can't give me no points, no explanations, then you shouldn't be talking. That's my whole point of this. If you guys agree with me, let me know. If you guys believe that this shit is just ridiculous, it's just going too far, let me know too. But I got to tell the truth. I got to say how I feel. I'm not a person that play on nobody's team. I play on my team. And if I believe something, then I'm going to say it. And if you sit me down in front of anybody who want to have a one-on-one with me, I'm going to be able to tell you points, bullet points, what I mean, my intentions, everything. Because I actually have original thought. 90% of the people on here don't have original thought. So they won't be able to combat or defend their position. If you can't defend your position, shut the fuck up. That's my point. Peace.